Hello everyone. So let's discuss another experiment which you'll be asked to perform in your half yearly practical. This is the titration, and this one is actually the quantitative analysis. Quantitative analysis means you have to estimate something, right? So this is also known as estimation, and since you are using volume, yani ki you are using liquids here, so that is why this is also known as volumetric analysis. All right, so in case of volumetric analysis, we will use volumes of the liquid. So here we'll be using NaOH, and we will titrate it with oxalic acid, or we'll titrate oxalic acid with NaOH. It's one and same thing. But whenever we are titrating something, so one solution's concentration would be known to us, and this is known as a standard solution, and the other solution concentration we have to identify, or we have to calculate, and that will be known as unknown solution. So basically we will be performing a chemical reaction, and with the help of this chemical reaction we'll be finding out the concentration of one liquid, which is NaOH here. So we will find out the concentration of NaOH using the oxalic acid, which is the standard solution here. So standard solution means the solution whose concentration is known to us, right? Known concentration. So that is why the whole experiment is done in two parts. First part is to prepare M/10 oxalic acid. I have just taken M/10 concentration. It can be you may be asked to prepare any other concentration also. So no worries. How will we prepare it? We have the formula for molarity, right? So the formula for molarity is weight into 1000 upon the molecular mass of solute into volume of solution in ml. All right, so first of all, since I have to prepare M/10, so molarity is 1/10. Weight of oxalic acid I'll calculate, and suppose I am preparing 250 ml solution, and molar mass of oxalic acid. Let's calculate the molar mass of oxalic acid. This is the formula for oxalic acid. We call it crystalline oxalic acid, ठीक है, और we call it oxalic acid dihydrate, because there are two molecules of water here. Okay, so if you calculate, then its molecular mass comes out to be 2 carbon, so 24, 4 oxygen, so 64, then 2 hydrogen, and 2 molecule of water, so 36. So if you calculate, it comes out to be 126 grams per mole. So this is the molecular mass. I'll put this value here. So I get W is equal to 126 upon 40. So this becomes 3.15 gram. So basically I have to add 3.5 gram of oxalic acid into 250 ml of solution. So how do we do that? All right, so we have a measuring flask here in the lab. It looks like this. इसको measuring flask या measuring cylinder कहते हैं. Here the capacity is written, so this is 250 ml. There will be a calibration somewhere here in the neck of this. So it means that if you fill the liquid till here, it is 250 ml. So what you will do, you will take a watch glass, you will weigh 3.15 gram of oxalic acid in it with the help of weighing balance available in the lab. Now you will put a funnel here. We'll put a funnel here. You will transfer all the salt into this measuring flask, and then after that you will add water, and you will add water till the time the volume of the solution reaches till here. So this is how we have prepared M/10 oxalic acid solution. So the first part is done. First part means the preparation of the standard solution is done. Now comes the second part. Second part is to find out the strength and molarity of given NaOH solution. Now we don't know that how this NaOH solution was made, right? What is its concentration? So we will perform the chemical reaction. What is the chemical reaction here? We know that NaOH is a base, so two molecules of NaOH will react with one molecule of oxalic acid, because oxalic acid is a dibasic acid. What do we mean by dibasic acid? Dibasic acid are those which releases 2H plus per molecule, तो उनको डाइबेसिक कहते हैं. अगर हम NaOH की बात करें तो NaOH is a monoacidic base because it releases 1 OH per molecule. So they react, we get CO, Na, single bond CO, Na plus. Now we have 2H2O this, and then 2H2O which is formed from this, so 4H2O again, right? So if this, since this is a balanced chemical equation, I can see that number of moles of NaOH upon number of moles of oxalic acid is equal to twice is to 1. So the ratio is this. Okay, now we know the formula of molarity. Molarity is equal to number of moles upon volume. So that means number of moles will be equal to molarity into volume. So in place of number of moles of NaOH, I can write M1V1. 1 is the subscript I am using for NaOH, and then 2 into M2V2. 2 subscript I am using for oxalic acid, right? So now I know that if I take this proportion, chemical reaction will happen. So the concentration of the molarity of oxalic acid is known to me. Why it is known to me? Because I have prepared its solution. Volume, suppose if I take 20 ml of oxalic acid solution, and if I can know that how much volume of this given NaOH is used to conduct or to complete the chemical reaction, I would know the value of M1. So now I will perform the titration. This is the purpose of performing titration. How do we perform titration? We have something like this which is called burette. It is available in the lab. It's kept here. It is a tap which is attached, right? And then यहाँ पे एक knob लगा होता है so that we can regulate its amount. Now we have a stand here. ठीक है, burette stand. Okay, so it is also calibrated and its capacity is 50 ml. 50 ml, right? Here it is shown 0. So again we have to fill NaOH into this. NaOH is, since NaOH is a colorless solution, we will see the lower meniscus. What do we mean by lower meniscus? If you see, this is the type of upper surface which will appear in the burette. So 0 should come here. That is what the meaning of lower meniscus. If you are noting down the reading like this, that 0 is coming here, so we call it upper meniscus. So here you have to read the lower meniscus. You don't have to read the upper meniscus. Why? Because in case of colorless solution, lower meniscus is noted, NaOH is colorless. In case of colored solution, colored solution के case में we actually cannot see the lower meniscus, and that is why we read the upper meniscus. So here I have taken NaOH so that I can know that how much volume of NaOH is required to complete the reaction. So now I will take a flask, another flask which looks like this, and it is known as conical flask or titration flask. Both are same. Now I will use an apparatus which looks like this. It is available in our lab, right? So, and here the suction pump is there. So when we can adjust. Here there will be a calibration point. This is the calibration point, and generally the pipettes which are available in the lab is of 10 ml. However, it may be 20 ml also. You need to check, right? So you will fill the oxalic acid till here. So you get 10 ml oxalic acid in the pipette. This is called pipette, and this is called burette. Now what you will do, you will put this oxalic acid into this conical flask. You will take it 2 times. Why you will take it 2 times? Because you have to take the solution volume of the solution 20 ml. Why do we emphasize on 20 ml? If we'll take large volume, then the percentage of error is reduced, right? So now you will add, after this you have taken oxalic acid, you will add 2-3 drops of phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is an indicator. Phenolphthalein, it is an indicator. Indicator are the substances which show different color in different mediums. So it shows pink color in basic medium, and it show or it is colorless in acidic or neutral medium. Okay, its formula is this. This is phenolphthalein. So when you will add phenolphthalein to this, see, initially you have added phenolphthalein to oxalic acid, so the medium is acidic, and that is why it will be colorless. If you keep adding NaOH from the burette, you will immediately observe that there is a tinge of pink in the middle. If you shake it, then you will see that pink color has disappeared. When pink color has disappeared, that means the solution has become acidic again. So if you keep on adding NaOH, you will get a point where slightly pink, we are looking for slightly pink because we are looking for the neutral point. If you just make the solution very acidic, or sorry, very basic, means a dark pink, so your reading is wrong. So you will continue adding NaOH till the time you get permanent pink color, right? So permanent pink color is our reading, and this should be the lightest shade, permanent pink color. So the lightest possible shade you are looking for actually. Okay, if it is dark, so you repeat the experiment. You have to repeat the experiment till the time, you have to repeat the experiment till you get same reading twice. What does that mean? Let's say I did the experiment, my reading first was 20.1 ml. I did it, and this becomes 20 ml second reading, and then I get 20.1 ml. So all of this is wrong. If I get 20 ml and second is 20.1 ml and the third is again 20.1 ml, so this is correct reading, and this reading is known as concordant reading. So concordant reading means the two readings which are same and continuously same. Alright, so now you have got the volume of the, now you have got this value. So volume of the NaOH which is used to complete the reaction. So using this value of V, suppose that if I get the value of 20, my volume of NaOH used, I can read the reading from burette is 20 ml. So I'll do the calculation. M1 is equal to 2 into 1 by 10 into 20 and then divided by 20. So this becomes 0.2. So molarity of NaOH has come 0.2, and strength होता है बेटा, strength of NaOH is molarity into molar mass. So molarity is 0.2 and molar mass of NaOH is 40. So if you solve it, it becomes 8 gram per liter. It is mandatory to write the reading. So this is your experiment. All right. How to write the experiment? You have to write it in the same way exactly you have written it in practical file. So basically you have to write the aim, you have to write the apparatus used, you have to write the theory or principle involved here. You have to make the observation table. Generally we do not ask students to write the procedure during exam. Why? Because procedure is the procedure they are already performing in the lab, but depends upon the teacher, they may ask you to write it. So observation table, calculation, and then the result, right? So this is just your titration. Titration is also done. All all the best and good luck. Bye bye, see you.